More accurately, and a bit handsome, but always get friend-zoned. Why some guys look? Why you are not ugly? Even maybe a bit handsome, but always get friend-zoned. Why some guys whose physical conditions are worse than yours, women happen to be obsessed with him? Because you lack sexual tension. More accurately, you are too safe. Safe enough that the woman knows at a glance you won't cross the line, won't lose control. No need to be on guard. She won't feel nervous with you, won't have a faster heartbeat, won't guess what you'll do next. So she thinks, well, this person is quite nice. But being nice never equals being attractive. When many people mention sexual tension, they immediately start making excuses saying it is a talent. Either you have to be handsome, or have a good physique, or have a natural aura. But actually, these are all finding an escape for oneself. Because if sexual tension is a talent, you don't have to change. But the truth is, it is not a talent of the few, but a structure that can be dismantled, replicated, and trained. The key is not in sexual, but in tension. What is tension? A bamboo standing upright has nothing. You go to bend it. Two forces start to confront each other. One is the support force of the bamboo itself. One is the external force you apply. It could break at any time, but it hasn't broken yet. At this moment, you'll instinctively feel nervous. This is tension placed between is sexual tension. Many people talk about sexual tension, only talking about the external. What kind of face shape knows how to train muscles, how to dress. Some also only talk about internal traits, how to dress. Must be aggressive, have contrast, and restraint. Right, but not entirely. Right, it is the result of the combined effect of a person's external and internal. Only appearance without core is just an empty shell. Only core without appearance. Sexual tension will be weakened. Genuine sexual tension is the body expressing and the personality controlling. Before officially starting, I must say one thing first. Why I want to dismantle this logic for you today. Because I've handled too many similar cases in recent years. Many brothers are successful in their careers. Resources and abilities are online. They are decision makers outside. Once they encounter a girl they truly like, they start to instinctively lose control. Eager to express, eager to prove, eager to provide security. In the end, it is not losing on conditions, but actively stepping down, demoting oneself from a leader to a provider. Emotional cost gets higher and higher. This is not sincerity nor is it deep affection. It is a lack of tension. I hope today's breakdown can help you avoid those thankless provider traps. Let's first talk about physical tension. Physical tension can actually be split into two parts, physical foundation and dynamic. Physical presentation solves whether she is willing to look at you for an extra second at first sight. Dynamic presentation solves what happens after looking for that extra second, whether her heart will skip a beat. Why everyone looks stylish in a loose suit today? Why Zhang Chaoling suppressed emotions in his eyes with a bit of bloodshot state makes people obsessed? Not because of the clothes, nor because of the facial features, but because their bodies are conveying an unreleased power, a restrained impulse, suppressed but unexploded emotions. Tension is never about display, but about narrative. Not I show you, but something could happen at any moment. So if you break down sexual tension, its first layer is the physical foundation. First address whether one wants to look more, then talk about heartbeats. But when many people hear it, their first reaction is that one must be handsome, as if without top tier features, one is not qualified to talk about tension. This is a type of extreme attribution, essentially still avoiding change, because the physical threshold for sexual tension is not nearly as high as most people think. Appearance in the structure of tension is never used to crush others, nor is it used to create a stunning impression. It is only responsible for one thing, not losing points for yourself, not becoming an obstacle to the relationship's development. The external foundation of sexual tension can be broken down into these 3 points. First, cleanliness. Cleanliness is not about being delicate, it is about being decent. You must stay clean from head to toe. Women are extremely sensitive to cleanliness. If you are not clean, the other person's body will show an instinctive rejection. Shower well. Take good care of your skin. Trim your hair and fine hairs regularly. Keep your clothes clean and smooth. If your skin is really not good, you can apply some toning cream to touch it up. If you can do these, you have already defeated 95% of men. Before many brothers come to find me, they actually overlook that image management is the first threshold of relationship dynamics. You can be not handsome, but you absolutely cannot let a woman at first glance feel that your self-management is out of control. The cleanliness of skin, hairstyle, and clothes essentially conveys your self-control. Second, the structure. Structure is about lines and a sense of support. Are the shoulders spread out? Is the neck leaning forward? The whole person looks like they are. Having a sense of contour and structure determines a sense of power. Without structure, your whole self is collapsed, rather than being three-dimensional and clear. A collapsed person cannot have tension. So fitness isn't necessarily about how big you build your muscles, but you must focus on training your back. At home, you can stand against a wall for 10 minutes every day. Back of head, shoulder blades, and buttocks pressed against the wall to build center of gravity memory. Third, consistency of style. This is the point most easily overlooked. The problem for many men is not ugliness, but messiness. Hair is one style, clothes are another style, and temperament is yet another style. Chaotic style is essentially a confusion of self-perception. Consistency makes you look like someone with their own opinions. You can first try 2 to 3 different styles, then choose one main style that suits you best. Stick to that path for half a year without changing. As long as you do these 3 things, your appearance basically won't lose you points anymore. But this is still not tension. Tension comes from dynamics. What really makes a woman's heart race isn't what you wear, but how you are when you move. Tension is not a pose in a photo. Tension is fluid. It is in the breathing and every gesture. Many men have no problem with their appearance, but once they open their mouth or start walking, or sit down, their aura immediately drops off. Because you can still hold it up when you are still, but when moving your true state is completely exposed. The so-called dynamic presentation is essentially your body speaking for you unconsciously. A dynamic presentation that truly has tension can be broken down into these 4 core points. First, standing. Standing is not as simple as standing straight. Its essence is whether you have a center of gravity. Many people are actually floating when they stand. Unstable, center of gravity, body swaying, very few movements. More, this is actually because of inner anxiety, uncertainty about self and environment. And tension comes from a sense of certainty. Standing steady is more important than standing straight. Feet shoulder width apart. Center of gravity on the heels. Knees slightly relaxed, not locked. Stopping means no swaying or scratching, no face wiping, especially don't move randomly. Second point, most expression of sexual tension comes from the eyes. But many people either dare not look or keep staring, both are wrong. Tension comes from bearable eye contact. What is the essence of presence? It is not aggression. It is that I admire you. And I can hold your gaze smiling as soon as eye contact is made, is to relieve awkwardness. If you look away as soon as you make eye contact, it is yielding. Only steady eyes have emotional tension, to convey gentle provocation, pride, indifference, anger, various complex emotions. Every time look for 2 to 3 as econs, then move away at a constant speed. Don't look down. Move and don't move away quickly. Especially don't smile as soon as you make eye contact. Tension disappears instantly. Smile after holding it. And third point, slower rushing exposes nervousness and emptiness. Feeling rushed will destroy all tension. Rushing to explain, rushing to respond, rushing to join the conversation, all make you look very anxious. No confidence. It means you are losing control. Slowness is composure, relaxation, the certainty of controlling everything. Speak a bit slower, move, do a bit less, pause a bit more. If you are slow, they will be forced to slow down with you. Only by slowing down is there a sense of class and atmosphere. Ambiguity and affection will have space to ferment. Speech speed can be deliberately slowed down by 10 to 15%. Before answering questions, half a second. Don't interrupt. Reduce the range of all movements. First point, extend your body instead of shrinking. Expansion equals the physical expression of confidence. Shoulders hunched inward, arms tight against the body, hands crossed and tucked in, legs together. These are all defensive postures. It is impossible to generate sexual tension in a defensive posture. Tension must come from openness. The essence of expansion is that I am not afraid to expose myself. I occupy more space. Sense of space is the most direct expression of energy. When walking with shoulders open, head naturally level. When sitting, legs naturally open. Put hands on the table or sofa armrest. Don't hide them. But if there is only the body and no core, then it becomes a hollow person who is only handsome. This is the problem with many refined handsome guys. This is also when we help students. Doing structural reorganization is the hardest step to adjust. As long as your core is unstable, the slowness and expansion you deliberately practice once encountering a high-value growth test or entering a more complex relationship game will collapse instantly. It is not that the opponent is too strong. It is that you can't hold up. Truly, what can pull at people's hearts and let you take the lead in the relationship is the next key point. Psychological tension, sense of boundaries, aggressiveness, restraint, sense of contrast, sense of relaxation, focus. These seemingly scattered traits essentially point to the same thing. Internal confrontation and control of personality. Why do some men make women more obsessed the more they interact? Because women can feel the conflict within them. For example, Gao Chuchang in the knockout. In the early stages, he had no tension because he was always flustered. Panic represents loss of control. Desire is. Exposed ambition is anxious. In the later stages, there is tension because they can take control. The inside can be turbulent, but the exterior remains calm. The essence of psychological tension is internal personality conflict, but being highly controlled. Having ambition but not. Assertive and having desire, but not losing control. Having power but not abusing it. It is not that there is no blade, but the blade is in the sheath. When to draw the blade is uncertain. That is the true sense of class. That is what makes women curious about you. The sense of exploration and conquest. Psychologically, you can condense it into 3 words. Flirty, cold, steady, first, flirty. The flirty here isn't about sexting, not about being frivolous. The essence of flirty is having clear sexual energy. You can make the other person feel you are a man. You are not neutral, not harmless to humans and animals, not a safe type of companionship. You dare to look, dare to express liking, dare to flirt, dare to be a bit aggressive, dare to express dissatisfaction. The problem with many good men is they aren't restless at all. Too gentle, too submissive, too safe. And then they become a male bestie, a good guy, a tool. But if there is only flirty, it becomes. So the second word is crucial. Cold is not indifference. It is not giving too much availability. You have desires, but you won't be in a rush. You like it, but you won't cling to it every day. You love beauty, but you won't easily lose control. The essence of cold is being able to control your emotional rhythm. Cold creates pressure, making people unable to guess, making people want to get closer, making people feel a little bit uneasy. Without cold, flirty becomes cheap. If you give away all your goodwill right from the start, then there is no push and pull. You become a transparent person the other can fully control and see through. Wong Kar Wei also once said, sexiness is when shirt buttons stop at the third one. You can see the collarbone but can't guess the heartbeat. What is the essence of restraint? Wanting immediate physiological satisfaction, forcing each other into higher level spiritual needs, upgrading from wanting to possess you to wanting to understand you. This is the dimension raising of desire. Flirty makes the heart race. Cold makes people unable to sleep. This is actually what I often tell those I coach about the certainty punishment effect. If you show all your cards right away, throwing money around crazily, throwing emotions, your ROI will instantly drop below the baseline. Her valuation of you will also hit the ceiling. To become a man who truly understands game theory, you must start by knowing how to control the rhythm of releasing your chips. The last word, steady. This word is actually the most important. Many people have both flirty and cold, but they just can't stay steady. Once emotions get messy, the original rhythm and order also become chaotic. When facing negative feedback from a woman, they either panic or break down. What is steady? It is having a stable core. You can handle the awkward silence, can handle rejection, and can handle the other person running hot and cold, and can also bear relationships not developing as expected. The essence of stability is that you are not afraid of losing anyone. And when a man truly is not afraid of losing, he will naturally become cold, naturally appear to have a sense of control. Without stability, flirtatiousness becomes anxiety. Without stability, coldness becomes posturing. Both flirtatiousness and coldness can be learned, but only stability cannot be faked. As long as the inner self is unstable, externally, everything will backfire on you. When these 3 are in balance, you will have a charismatic personality that makes people more hooked the more they interact with you. Desire starts from the physiological, but infatuation is maintained psychologically. A truly high-level man locks the room with his body first. After a woman sits down for 5 minutes, his personality begins to attract her. Sexual tension is not a technique, but the result of body management plus personality upgrade. What you need to train is not just outfits and muscles, nor is it just boundaries and emotional control, but to give your body a sense of power and give your inner self a sense of confrontation. When physical presence overlays personality restraint, when external expansion overlays internal control, when visual stimulation overlays psychological pulling, that state where anything could happen at any time but hasn't happened yet is called sexual tension. But I want you to understand more. That training sexual tension is not about conquering anyone, but to become a person who has power but does not abuse it. To truly have the initiative in a relationship, the confidence in life, and the freedom from internal frictions. When you are no longer in lack, no longer anxious, no longer afraid of losing attraction, it's just a byproduct. Many people learn a few flirtatious lines and think they understand, but truly stable attraction must be something that can be deconstructed, trained, and compounded over the long term. If you just want a quick fix, this place cannot help you. But if you've had enough of being a boring, passive, and constantly ignored provider in the relationship, and want to build a long-term effective attraction system, I can systematically break it down for you, from body expression and rhythm control to personality framework and position reversal, rebuilding you layer by layer, upgrading yourself, giving you an advanced path that truly suits you. Do you understand? Brothers, I am Shuai, taking you to insight into the underlying colors of human hearts. To achieve the unity of knowledge and action, class dismissed.